basically said that because she was drinking so much, it was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia. I want the family to become the guardian.
And you guys are ready to take care of her?
100%. As long as she has people around who are yes people, the same thing is always gonna occur where she would ultimately just find any excuse to be.
I am absolutely devastated to tell you that Wendy Williams' health situation has taken such a terrible turn. It's breaking my heart to share that her son, Kevin Jr., is literally crying out about losing everything now that his mama is permanently incapacitated. And let me tell you, it's worse than we thought. According to these latest reports, Wendy can't walk, can't talk, and can't even think clearly anymore because she's battling dementia. They're saying she's just a shell of that vibrant, outspoken woman we all knew and loved. And you know what's really got everyone talking? It's all because of that controversial Lifetime documentary that dropped in early 2024 called Where is Wendy Williams? Ever since they pulled the plug on her show, everyone's been trying to dig up dirt about what's really going on with her. And honey, let me tell you, so many people are saying that documentary should have never seen the light of day.
Some of the issues that are being presented in this documentary have been there before, but it just really sped up over the last 2 years or so and just mushroomed into something that felt uncontrollable. She definitely cognitively has some things that are off.
What are the Oscars? Oscars? Yeah. This weekend? What's Oscars? Well, the award show. Would you want to go to an award show and walk the red carpet? Yeah. Oh, you would? Okay.
It absolutely breaks my heart to say this, but Wendy Williams has become completely inseparable from the Wendy Williams show, and watching her struggle with the basic things she used to do so effortlessly, it's just gut-wrenching. While that documentary did show us the heartbreaking reality of Wendy's declining health, it also exposed something even more disturbing. This woman has literally no one truly looking out for her best interests. Can you believe her own manager was still going on about how she was ready to start a podcast when she's clearly struggling just to get through each day? I mean, seriously, these people need to stop seeing dollar signs when they look at Wendy and start seeing her as a human being who desperately needs help and care right now. Now, about Kevin Hunter Jr. Lord, this situation is complicated. You know Wendy absolutely lives for that boy. No question about it. And now without his mama, all he's got left is that mess of a father. An aggressive, broke excuse of a man who wouldn't know how to take care of anyone but himself if his life depended on it. But here's the tea. Some people are side-eyeing Kevin Jr. because Wendy was basically funding his entire grown man lifestyle. And let me spill this piping hot tea about that documentary. Y'all won't believe this. Wendy was paid only $82,000 for her documentary as guardian. Child. Lifetime can keep running their mouths about how Wendy gave them consent, but let's keep it real. There is no way on God's green earth that Wendy Williams would ever agree to tell her story for a measly $85,000. Are they serious? She could make that kind of money in her sleep just from reruns of The Wendy Show. Now, honey, let me tell you about this whole situation with her legal guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. While everyone was dragging Sabrina for supposedly controlling Wendy, this woman just dropped a lawsuit that's got everybody talking. Even though they put Wendy's name down as executive producer, Morrissey is saying what we've all been thinking. They took advantage of our girl. The truth is, Wendy was diagnosed with early onset dementia and aphasia, and she wasn't in any state to consent to being filmed. And let me tell you something, Lifetime knew what was up. Everyone around her knew the situation. And if anybody tries to play dumb and say they didn't know, just watch 5 minutes of that documentary. You can see plain as day how vulnerable Wendy is. All they did was exploit her to make their coins. After Wendy got her diagnosis, Sabrina thought they'd shut this whole thing down immediately. I mean, Wendy hadn't even signed any contracts and wasn't in the right headspace to focus on her career or start any podcast. But would you believe that everyone, from her publicist to her manager, even her own son, sat down for this documentary? And Chile, people are saying they all took one last chance to profit off our girl.
Documentary last night. I just feel like some things are better left unsaid or unshown. And I don't know if it's to expose what's happening around her, the people around her and what they're doing to her. If it's for that, I guess I can understand, but I have to be honest, it made me so uncomfortable. I have to turn it off. Like I can't finish watching it. I know part 2 comes out today, but I just feel like there is no reason that we needed to see her in this condition. Like with her eyes, her health, the alcohol. Every single person that is currently in her life does not have her best interest at heart. And this is so sad to say, but it's like when you're on top of the world, the last thing you think is that you need to get your affairs in order. That's the last thing you think, because you don't think the people around you are plotting against you.
Wendy herself signed the rights over in 2022 to this Lifetime documentary. That same year, Wells Fargo took over saying she was an incapacitated person. You tell me, how could she sign a legal document allowing cameras in your house the same year you're considered an incapacitated person? You have to be compos mentis to sign a legal document like that. Guardians are already suing. This is horrendous and should be taken off the air.
Now, when this legal guardian business first started, everybody thought we were about to see another Britney Spears situation. But let me be real with you. We don't know everything about this guardianship, so we're not going to jump to conclusions. From what we can see in the court reports, it looks like she's actually trying to protect Wendy's interests with this lawsuit. But you know how it is. You never really know what's in somebody's heart until time tells the truth. Wendy's family isn't buying it though. They think she should be in their care. But here's the thing. There's a real risk they might blow through everything she has left. Her son's been living large on his mama's dime, and while we all know Wendy loves that boy to death and wants the best for him, he doesn't seem to know the first thing about managing money or keeping his mama's legacy alive. Now, Kevin Jr. has been trying to defend himself from all these accusations about spending his mama's money. He says everything he spent was with Wendy's blessing, and we all know she's never been one to pinch pennies.
I've never taken it without her consent. I've always spoken to her, and she's always wanted me to spend her money.
I've got so much money. I want it for my son. I want to give some love to my son, Kevin. It's me and you, kid.
But listen, there comes a time when you've got to use your common sense. Just because your mama's got money and tells you to live it up doesn't mean you should act like the well's never going to run dry, especially now that she can't work anymore. Kevin just isn't ready to handle all this. And that sorry excuse for a father of his, that broke, trifling, parasitic leech of a cheating man, isn't going to be any help either. People are absolutely heartbroken about what's happening to Wendy. Listen to what they're saying. Nobody deserves this. This diagnosis is pretty much the end for Wendy. The diseases are up there with Alzheimer's. Memory fades fast, the present is pure confusion, and the future offers a sad way to die. Another person said, "This is truly heartbreaking to hear." Wendy Williams has always been a larger-than-life personality, and it's sad to see her facing such challenges. And this one really got me. I really did not like that Wendy Williams documentary, and it was beyond exploitative and very saddening, like she's still Wendy, but just the mirror of the vessel she used to be. I hope and pray she gets well. So what do y'all think? Was her legal guardian right to file that lawsuit? Should her son have full access to her wealth? Share your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, babes.